Hello, people of the internet, it is I, Soul Rock Dragon, and welcome to the finale of Realm of the Thanatos Impulse, Traum, where today we're doing Section 22, and you will know Retribution. Be sure to drop a like to show your support and subscribe so you know when I put out more FGO and other related content. Without further ado, let us begin. No battles for this first of two arrows. I do think I'm glad that I couldn't do this yesterday because that first section was almost an hour long. And I was already bucking 3 hours yesterday when I was streaming the previous sections, so yeah. So who's gonna hold the reins for the Golem care? Oh yes, I suppose it must be me since I'm the only one who knows the way. Very well then, let's get going. Minerva, would you patrol ahead and around us just to be safe? Minerva had the tick mark. She wasn't too happy about taking the orders from Moriarty. I just realized something. Where'd that come from, Soul? Give me a heads up before you shout next time. Welcome back, Jalter-sama. Remember something Pepe said, did we? What did I remember that Pepe said? Nope, there was no Team A in that lineup. You're right, we'll have to remedy that someday. Once you're a real master in the true sense of the word, you, me, and Kata can all be Team A together. I can't wait. Pepe! We need to bring him back to life! Pepe. We need to bring Pepe back somehow. No idea he said that. Forget it, you've still got a long way to go before you can think about calling yourself a part of Team A, Soul. I'm sorry, Mr. Betrayer. I just have, you know, a splendid record of solving countless singularities, committing genocide like 6 different times, you know. I don't know, you know, I'll say 5 different times because I wasn't the one that really genocided all the fairies. So I've got 5 genocides on my record, Katak. How many genocides do you have, huh? You don't even have a full genocide. You share your genocide rights with all the other members of Team A. That's right, I'm probably the person in all of human history who has the most genocides on their record. Which is probably a very dark thing to say. But still, I am above Team A. But if we pass up this chance now, we may never get another one. Personally, I'm all for calling ourselves Team A. Compromise then, we'll be Team A minus. Back in school. Can totally see that. But I don't really like the negative connotation of minus, so is there anything else we could go with? A tilde. Team A. I guess. So hey, by the way, I didn't know him that long, so this isn't hitting me too hard. But what about you guys? Talking about Holmes? Obviously. Did you have to bring that up, Katak? It's just bad for morale. Sorry, I just thought if I was going to say something, it ought to be now. Well, of course I miss him. I wish you could have saved him, but if I'm being honest, I'm just in shock. You'd think he's still alive or something. No. The confirmed disappear origin signal disappeared shortly after I ray-shifted. We know for a fact that it had to be his. That said, this is Sherlock Holmes we're talking about. It still wouldn't surprise me at all if he were to just come back as though nothing had happened. That is what happened after he went over the Reichenbach Falls the first time. Yeah, Conan Doyle wasn't too happy about that, though. Gotcha. So that's how you guys feel. Huh? Guess that's the difference in knowing someone a long time. Copium, keep drinking mash. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm kind of sad about Holmes going away, but it sounds like that wasn't even the real Holmes, but a facade he made. The real Holmes is a cold, calculating detective, and the Holmes we met was not cold and calculating. So, I mean, maybe? I don't know. It's definitely kind of a Charlie situation. The Holmes we met was essentially what Charlie is to Charlemagne. The dreams of Sherlock Holmes embodied. He He was a pretender. Plot twist. Gasp! He was just pretending to be Holmes. Sherlock Holmes was actually Sherlock Holmes, pretending to be Sherlock Holmes! Indeed, well said, Mash. Simultaneously a member of Chaldea's old guard and one of its newest researchers. Knowing that handsome devil, he'll come waltzing back as though nothing had happened, indeed. I couldn't agree more. I have no proof of that, of course, but it's what I believe. Too, after all. What do you think, technical advisor? Here, I've got this. After all, there are still many mysteries left to be solved. Right, we still don't fully understand who or what the foreign god really is, how Earth got reset like this, or what the role of the Tree of Emptinesses play. And there's no way any self-respecting great detective would leave until all those questions have been answered. Exactly. I couldn't agree more. We'll need to keep gathering information before he shows up in that knowing smile of his. Yeah, I don't think he's coming back, though. That was a very tearful farewell. I mean, that's kind of what death is, though. You've got to cope in some ways. That sounded like Wolf's Howl. Don't worry, I already put up a beast ward. It should keep us safe for the night. You can change into your spirit form, Moriarty. Just like Musashi. Musashi's not coming back either. Musashi sort of literally sacrificed herself to cut the very concept of the void. Don't mind if I do, then. Thank you. And deliver a devastating blow to chaos. How's Minerva doing? Not good. She was originally built with Olympian technology, you know. This is the best she can do in this singularity's time period and technology level. You can rest, Minerva. Coming out like this is a real nice change of pace. But I wish Pepe could be here too. Yeah, that'd be nice. There aren't many mages who are as good at reading a room as him, that's for sure. He always knew what to say to keep things from getting awkward. Even Akuta would cave when he asked for her for stuff. I still can't believe she was actually Yume Rin. Kadok, she is in a swimsuit in Chaldea. I can't... Why are you talking about her in the past tense? She is literally in Chaldea. Jeez, Pepe. Gosh. Though probably do not go into the room she shares with her husband. Unless you want to be scarred mentally. Because I'm sure they are making up for all the lost time between them. You know, so Kadok, just don't go to her room unannounced. You probably want to send some advanced warning to her that you wish to speak with her in her room. Just heads up, Kadok. Just a heads up. Sure as hell was. It was like finding out your roommate was an alien. What? I feel like such an idiot for ever thinking she was a quiet, mysterious mage. I still have no idea how she joined the team in the first place. According to Koyanskaya, Director Marisbury personally recruited her. He probably brought her in a way of mitigating the risks of race-shift-related existence verification. I see. Well, I did have a feeling Akuta and the old director made some kind of backroom deal. So I guess I wasn't wrong about that, at least. Come to think of it, there's something I've been wanting to ask you, Kadok. What did you think of Krishtaria's plan? You mean to turn all of humankind into gods? Yes. It was such a hugely ambitious plan, like a pipe dream. I was curious how much you knew about it. About as much as Mr. Space Cadet here. That is not a damn thing. I mean, I have been to space more than you have, Kadok, so... If everything had gone as he planned, we'd probably be enjoying our godhood right now. I definitely wouldn't have any reason to stop him. I don't think it was a ridiculous idea, but it was definitely surprising. Surprising? Most mages are pretty much defined by their self-interest. Even high-minded ideals like saving all of humankind eventually get poisoned to the point where they lose sight of tomorrow, let alone the far future. If proper human history had kept going, Krishtaria would have probably either gained a new department or inherited a lord's seat. Either one of those accomplishments would usually be more glory than most mages could ever dream of. Instead, he came up with a tried and true came up with and tried to carry out a plan that couldn't have been more different. All his hard work, all his accomplishments, the glory he won, his incredibly privileged position, he was willing to give them all up just because they didn't matter. He wanted to stand hand in hand with the rest of humankind. His skills as a mage were incredible, but personally I still can't believe he had such an incredible strength of mind. Never noticed it when he was alive, though. I just thought of him as the leader we all needed. Excuse me, Kadak, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to ask you about David, the cryptor waiting for us in the 7th Lost Belt. What's your impression of him? Honestly, still have no idea what to make of him. Sometimes he seems like he was lost in the endless darkness, and sometimes he seemed like he shone brighter than anyone else in the room. Other times I'd think I was getting through to him about something, only to find he didn't even seem to understand the words I was saying. And yet he was always really good at communicating, like alarmingly so. In that sense, he's a lot like Holmes. Sometimes he'd just chime in out of nowhere with the answer to the question you were trying to solve. I guess it felt like he was seeing things in a whole different dimension from the rest of us. Well, duh, that's because, according to the memes, he is a skater. He is a skater according to all the memes. And his servant is Tony Hawk as the grand skateboard rider. Duh. But even Tony Hawk isn't as good of a rider of the skateboard as David. Because there was something about a meme of him doing a kickflip off of the Ark of the Covenant and riding the streams of fate right through to the Temple of Time. Don't know what that meme was all about, but it stuck with me. He's the kind of guy who's totally disjointed and completely consistent. That's David Simvoid. And that's about all I can say about him. Well, that's no help at all. Well, excuse the hell out of me. You may leave, Kadak. Just stay here in the Singularity. Maybe you should ask him about Ophelia, too. What's up, Soul? Ophelia. Ophelia, huh? Well, unlike David, who didn't change at all, Ophelia changed a lot. I don't think it was a bad change, though. Actually, it seemed to surprise her more than anyone. Really? You think so? Hey, back before the explosion, we would have all been just as surprised to see you being such a chatterbox smash. I see. I suppose you have a point. Ophelia was... Nah, never mind. It's not my place to talk about why she changed at this point. So I'm exercising my right to remain silent. You're not getting anything out of me even if you turn my collar on. Oh, don't worry about that. I shut your collar down a good while ago. You sure you should be telling me that? Well, at least I can relax a little more then. Having to worry about someone setting it off at any moment was unnerving, to say the least. Ophelia changed because she was in love with Kirstaria. Let's turn in for the night. Yes, I suppose we should, especially since we have an early morning. Got it. I'll leave the fire burning. Night, everybody. Night, Senpai. Mash, you're sleeping in the same sleeping role as me, so don't worry about that. A different subject. Go to sleep already. We're the chatterbox, apparently. Was that always there off to the side? I can't believe I didn't realize that little spot was there off to the side. Though, to be honest, if I did zoom this all out, I'd have thought this little blank void right there would have been more important. Okay. The distant wilds, the final arrow of this singularity. Before it is complete. After another day of travel, the quartet finally arrived at their destination. Alright, here we are. We're here. Are you sure this is the place, Moriarty? There's nothing here. Like, at all? Yes, because I arranged for it to appear that way. We are at the correct coordinates. Hang on, this place. These coordinates. Moriarty, are you positive this is the destination you had in mind? It is as surprising as it is obvious, no? I see. I honestly thought you might be pulling your leg and I was going to have Mash knock you upside your head if you were. My intent here is not to pull anyone's leg, especially now. Alright then, everyone, say the password with me, won't you? The password. I'm certain you know it. It's the same password that's been used to open closed doors since the dawn of history. What happens if both the masters come together in FGO chess? Can you kill the master? Presumably, yes. Do we really have to say it? Only if you don't want to see me sulking. Fine with me, master. Fine with me, Moriarty. You're welcome to sulk all you like. All you like. Ugh, my tongue is getting tangled. Oh, very well then. Here goes nothing. Open sesame! Really, Soul? You actually said it. Even Moriarty was too taken aback to say it with you. What a waste. Come on, don't leave me hanging here. Oh, yes, sorry. You have one servant left on one bar. Oof. What about Jalter? Use Jalter! Jalter-sama! Just use Jalter! Is that an earthquake? The hell, there's a staircase out here. So what, we've got to go underground now. Well, perhaps underground. Or perhaps it's underground, perhaps it's not. There's only one way to find out. If you're brave enough. Let's-a go! Okay. At least pretend to be a little worried. Come on, this can't be any worse than some of the things we've done before. Well, shall we? I suppose we should. It's very deep, isn't it? And dark. Can barely see my hand in front of my face. That's a problem for sure, but it's not the only one. For one thing, these stairs aren't made of stone. Oh yeah, you're right. The texture clearly isn't natural. It feels fairly modern, too. Watch your step. If you slip and fall here, you'll have a long time to reflect on the air on your way down. We've still come a pretty damn long way. Though, what is this, like the third sub-level, the fourth? By my calculations, our destination is on the 10th level or thereabouts. I suspect the one who built this shelter was wary of someone using a guided ground penetration round, such as a bunker buster. Bunker buster? I mean, I've heard the word before, but that's a modern military weapon, no? What does that have to do with this place? Quite a lot, as you'll see. Now let's keep going. We're totally in Area 51. So, we'll be fine if we just Naruto run down these stairs. Okay, we're down the stairs. Is everyone alright? How are we tired? We literally trekked across America! In the span of days! Don't blame me. Going down a stairway in the dark really wears on you. Especially so deep down. Here, Master, hold my hand. That shall put your mind at ease a little, huh? Master! You. Zhang Jui? Don't worry about him. He's already dead. I don't know much more than that. Let's see, I think it was... yes. He's a... Xian. A corpse-free, immortal being of the lowest level of the Xian realm. But since he's a corpse, he can't receive magical energy from his master. Zhang Jui had no choice but to create clones of himself and then make them forget they were clones. For if they became aware of their true nature, they would lose their sense of self and ultimately disappear. This way, even if he was assassinated or killed in battle, he would continue to create clones of himself so long as his original body remained here. Once resurrected, that clone would eventually restore the singularity to the way it was. He would then invite more summoned servants to join him, fan the flames of conflict, and instigate another war between realms. All for his master. But no more. To produce clones in that manner, he had to turn his body into a sort of automated system. It became a system capable of neither evolving nor defending itself, in essence. A mere object. That was kind of an anticlimactic way to finish him. So Zhang Jui was protecting this place. Not of his own free will, no. It would be more accurate to say he had no choice but to do so. His master may have created the singularity, but it was Zhang Jui who raised it, so to speak. It was his dedication that transformed the singularity into the bizarre, complex thing it became. Alright, I'm going to open the door now. I suspect you won't be able to communicate with Chaldea once we go through it. In fact, your connection is likely already spotty, no? He's right. We won't be able to maintain comms past that point. All three of you, be careful. We'll come back, no problem. That's what I like to hear. Excuse me. No matter what you find there, Cataclysm Lupus, the safe return of the team takes top priority. Understood? Yeah, I got it. Hate to say this, but you're our only hope. Those other two still have yet to learn to look before they leap. Sure, I know how to look before I leap. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done a sky-high justice bomb on Quetzalcoatl. You know, if I didn't look before I leapt, I wouldn't have seen her there, Gordy. Duh. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Not that bad. Yes, you absolutely are. Anyway, guys, just be careful. I'm going to hear all about what you saw when you get back. Alright, here we go. Dun dun. Dun dun. Ooh. Space. The two mages and lone demi-servant gaped at the sight that greeted them. We're in space. What I need to show you lies beyond this point. Come along, then. We're off to where the singularity began. Where it began? But this looks just like... Caddock. Sorry, it's nothing. How much farther is it? Oh, don't worry. Not far now. Let's go, then. Right. The four companions walked wordlessly along the corridor of space. None could take the time to either enjoy or dread the hauntingly beautiful scenery. Tension hung thick in the air as if the atmosphere itself was bearing down upon them. A creeping uneasiness settled over Soul, Caddock, and Mash. It was unpleasant as it was unwelcome. It was the same feeling one might get tiptoeing along a treacherous mountain path in the dead of night. The strangeness of it warned them all. They were about to see something deeply unsettling. We're almost the Singularity's master. Needless to say, he's been trying to enact his plan, his retribution upon proper human history. I believe I told you once before he had every right to do so, Caddock. In truth, that's not entirely accurate. Rather, his position simply left him no other choice. It was both his assigned duty and his personal responsibility. Even if he had no intention of seeking revenge, his very existence shifted, preventing him from doing anything else. As his servant, Zhang Jui did everything in his power to grant that request, which led to him creating this enormous singularity. And it all started here, in the U.S., in the state of Nevada, in 2019, in Area 51. So we are in Area 51. We're here. This is the last door. Are you ready? Soul? Master. Oh yeah, of course I'm ready. Open it, Moriarty. Alright. What are we dealing with here? Who is it? Who are we dealing with? What they saw within was both perfectly ordinary and anything but. Caddock had been a mage his entire life. Mash and Soul had fought in all manner of singularities and lost belts. All three were well accustomed to the strange and mysterious. That is not what shocked them so. But they had never before been in a situation where the mundane was so mysterious. What is this place? Exactly what it seems. You could call it an operating room, an intensive care unit, or a laboratory. The equipment on the walls is apparently all cutting edge. Best you leave it alone, though. No, none of that was the problem. None of that was the problem at all. Their minds refused to process what they were seeing. Every synapse in their brain was screaming at them not to look at what was in the room. What is in the room? It seems my time has finally run out, but before I go, allow me to introduce you. This is the being behind this entire singularity. He is a being said to have first arrived on Earth approximately 100 years ago. Since then, he has been subject to countless experiments, each which further stoked his hatred for humanity. This is test subject E. An alien. Okay, here we go. What does the alien look like? Thumbnail question mark? Wait. Well, unprovable? What's unprovable? Confusion, please. Three Holy Grails. Charlemagne's profile has been updated. Don Quixote's profile has been updated. Craft essence with lighted prayer in our hearts has been sent to your present box. Traum has literally been deleted. You'll be able to access in from main interludes. Also, Lost Belt 7, Golden Sea of Trees, Nahui Mictlan, has been revealed. Well, there's the free quests. Okay, I'm going to claim my CE first here, and then I'm going to review that picture. Welcome, Orderbros. Welcome to pretty much the end part of the stream here. I want to review that picture I took. Okay, let's see. Who's in the CE? I see Don Quixote and Sancho taking up the primary role, front and center. I see possibly Minerva there in the background. Kriemhild at the top. And then I'm guessing that is Konstantinos and Johanna. Quick Arts and Buster by 3, NP gain by 15%. What must one do to be a good person? The answer is obvious. Help those in need. Knight or not, that is what any decent human must strive to do. I want you to feel the earth under your feet. I want you to take a deep breath, yell at the top of your lungs, and laugh until your sides hurt. Yes, when you get right down to it, that is all I truly desire. This is awful. I don't have any right to end my life in such bliss. This is a scene from a dream, a vision of impossible worlds where fast-beating hearts are drawn together, cherishing the joy of loving and being loved. Yet, despite knowing they can never be, you can still clearly see frivolous days spent leaping across fantasies, frolicking fields, and earnestly embracing the gentle breeze that accompanies those who are irreplaceably precious to us. Okay, so now let us review this picture. So I took this screenshot because it's going to be the thumbnail for this when it goes up on YouTube. So we were told that the Master of the Singularity had arrived on Earth 100 years ago. And in Area 51. So it's an alien. An alien arrived on Earth 100 years ago and was the Master of this Singularity. Now, something I'm noticing here is that this was also called a laboratory or an operating room. The corpse is not on the table. What we have on the table is a branch. Or at least it looks like a branch. So, Trees of Emptiness their branches have grown to cover the whole Earth's atmosphere. The alien god is using Olga as a vessel and emerged from a tree. So, I definitely forgot that. Ouroboros, thank you for reminding me. I forgot that we had gotten the description of Subject E in Lost Belt 1. So, I'm wondering now. We know that the trees of emptiness can give off seeds. I'll end up looking that up later. Right now I'm on speculating from newly revealed information, but I'm definitely going to have to look into this more later. But this is just raw speculation with the information I just got. So what if this singular branch here... Thank you, Jalter Sama, for the follow. Thank you kindly. This single branch here is the alien god's child. And the reason the alien god has literally wiped out all of humanity was because we tortured its child for 100 years. Very speculative, yes, but I could see it. The big question is, who the heck is that on the ground? A scientist, perhaps? Someone who was experimenting on Subject E? Because you can see it's got a definitely a humanoid shape, a brain. I'm guessing the red is the nervous system, perhaps? It doesn't look like it is the circulatory system, at least. No, I do not remember what happened to David Bluebook. Although I'm guessing that we now see what happened to David Bluebook, aren't we? This is him, isn't it? Because I remember he was traveling across the bleached earth. He saw Subject E and was shot to death. That does not look like somebody who has been killed by a gunshot, I will say that much. Something else happened to him, so... This just made a ton of mysteries that we'll need solved, and that I hope will be solved before too long. I mean, I know that we should be getting Lost Belt 7 around December, so that's good. We do have a... Subject was described as tree branches come to life. Subject E. Okay, so yeah. Subject E is the branch on the table. Subjected to 100 years of experiments by humanity. And presumably, I'm going to say, somehow sent out a distress call to the alien god who came to take revenge on humanity. In some way, shape, or form. But yeah, there's a lot of questions that need answered now. This definitely formed more questions than answers. For sure. It gave me plenty of answers too, but a lot of speculating that can be done with this. A lot of speculating. A lot of information in 1 and 3. Yeah, and that was years upon years ago, so I'm gonna definitely have to review stuff. Maybe see if I can't find a composite lore video to refer to. But, I don't really think there's too much more speculating that can be done right now. We finished the Singularity. Traum is completed. So I think now is an excellent time to end today's stream. Monday, for those of you watching on Twitch, we'll probably be doing the full of the Grail Front in one stream, because those are never terribly difficult when you have busted as heck servants like I do. So yeah, we'll probably be doing the Grail Front all on Monday, and I'm pretty sure that a pre-campaign was announced for another event soon. I thought one was. The Grail Front's got the Grail Front's got a story this time. Maybe I won't do it all in one. I don't know. I guess we will find out how long it's going to take us to do the Grail Front come Monday. But yeah, I think that'll call it here. I do know eventually I need to get around to finishing off all the Avalon Lefay free quests, as well as all the Traum free quests now, but that's for future me to worry about. For now, thank you all so much for coming out. I do hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to drop a like and a subscribe, because your support there is greatly appreciated as well. But once again, there is a lot of new information that has been revealed. Much speculation shall be done. This Grail front might even have even more speculation, since BB knew of the oncoming threat of the alien gods, given that she made the whole summer event so that we wouldn't have to suffer in the Lost Belts. And this is taking place, you know, Jennico is kind of the poster child for it, but I would not be surprised if BB has a role to play as well. So yeah, who knows what the Grail front story is? We'll find out come Monday, but once again, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.